Good evening, everyone. We'll start with today's session. Am I audible? Everyone can hear me, right? Sorry, everyone can hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. You're audible.
Yeah. Okay, we'll start with the session now. In the previous class, we discussed on what is marketing, what are the formats in which marketing works. The major one is product, price, place, and promotion. In product, we discussed that product is something what we are selling. Price is what we are charging. Promotion is how we are telling about the product. Place is where we are selling the product. Okay, and then we have the categories in which the product is being divided: fashion, FMCG, consumable, consumer durables, hospitality, home and living. These are the five verticals in which the product has been divided. Once we know which category our product lies, we have to understand these five differentiation or insights about our product. That is, what is the differentiation we have from our competition, or what is the unique feature we are providing for the customers? What is the problem we are solving? That is what we are trying to address with respect to customer needs. And then we have branding, packaging, and innovation. How all these things are actually interrelated. Okay, once this is done, we have pricing strategies. In pricing strategy, we have anchoring effect, decoy effect, shrinkflation, penetration pricing, premium pricing, and we have odd even with respect to the kind of patterns which the pricing happens, odd and even. And then we have the combo effect. These are the the primary ones. Other than this, also there are different pricing strategies, but majorly we focus on these. Okay, so we have to understand what we are offering, whether the price is actually valuing to what we are providing, value addition, and what are the simplifications we have with respect to product. Then we have place. In place, we have online, offline. Online, we have e-commerce, quick commerce. Offline, we have general trade and modern trade. General trade is the local kirani store, and modern trade is your supermarket or your D-Mart, Vishal Mart supermarkets. E-commerce and quick commerce. E-commerce have various variety range of products, whereas quick commerce has limited variations, which is also called as SKU. SKU is stock keeping unit. How many units a brand or a warehouse or a dark store can actually accumulate or accommodate is your SKU. Okay, and then we have omni channel. Omni channel is what and all the channels in which brand is available. Are they available online, offline, both online or offline if they're having facilitation? That is on omni channel. That means what are the brand, where and all the brand is actually available. If they're available in all the marketplaces, it becomes very easy for customers to find them. That is the reason that they try to be in all the marketplaces, so that if you see Domino's, you can order it online, go to the store and then buy. If you don't have the time, you can take away also if you don't have enough time. All these things can be done on omni channel. Okay, and then we have fourth one, promotional strategy. In promotional strategy, as we discussed, there are four types. Four types. In first one is we have to entertain the audience, educate audience, then try to inspire them with our content, and then try to sell the product. This is a flow in which our entire content strategy is being built. Hope everyone is clear in this. If you have any doubt, uh, I'll just give you another 2 minutes. Okay. In the previous class, is everything clear? Yeah. If this is clear, we'll go to the next topic. Now, The major thing we have to understand is we have online and offline. Okay. With respect to product category, we'll try to understand what are the things that are available. Yeah. Yesterday we were discussing in marketing, we have two major things. One is traditional marketing, one is modern marketing. In traditional marketing, we have newspapers, magazines, all the traditional way of marketing where we are showcasing people our product without using internet. That is traditional marketing. In digital marketing, what we have in digital marketing, we have our social media, e-commerce, any kind of browsing platforms which enables us to showcase our product using internet. Okay. The major difference between the traditional and the modern marketing is using internet. Okay. You people may feel that TV is also using it is a digital platform. That is why it becomes modern marketing. That's not a modern marketing, it is a traditional marketing because it was something which was already there, and then with respect to phone, the innovation comes became the modern marketing. Okay, why do people prefer modern marketing over traditional marketing? We discussed three main reasons. What are they? What is the first reason? What is the first reason? Wide reach is the first one. Wide reach. Convenience is the second. Third one is specific targeting. Okay, in TV, you are not sure whether people are seeing or not, but on phone, once the ad is delivered, they will see how many seconds people have watched, what is the viewability. All these things they try to measure, which helps us to actually differentiate. Okay, so can anyone tell what are the methods in which traditional marketing work? You have what first one in traditional marketing? Newspaper. Then you have what? Newspaper, radio, posters, magazine, TV, radio, FM, TV advertisement, door to door, billboard. All these things come under traditional marketing. Understood? One thing you have to understand, that is your wants, needs, and demand. Okay. Based on your wants, you will have your mass production. Okay. Lifebuoy sells hygiene. Like when Lifebuoy try to advertise that Bunty advertisement, you remember, right? They'll be washing hands where they'll tell how to wash properly. You have to wash it so hygienically. That all the things are focusing on majorly hygiene. Okay, when they're focusing on hygiene, it is a mass production. But when it comes to Dove and Pierce, they're trying to focus your personal care. Trying to focus your personal care where that is a premium product. Okay, not everyone can use it, and the premium segment will have its own USP based on what competition is selling. But when it comes to luxury product, if you see Body Shop and all, they don't sell in local kirani store because their product is something which is luxury, so they prefer selling it in a mall. So this is how you understand which product you're choosing. If I choose, I am someone who is maybe selling a Body Shop. I will 100% not take Kirani store or a provision store or medical stores, Vishal Mart. All these things I'll not take because that is my premium product. Where my sunscreen is worth of 1,500, which is slightly premium compared to the mass production of sunscreen. So in this case, what I'll do, I will make sure that I sell it in malls because the people coming there will be someone who has enough money to spend. So I'll select the malls where high value individual comes. Okay, based on that I will sell. So I have to select my product. Once my product is sure, I want to know what price I'm selling the product. Once I know about the price, I will be trying to pick which place I'll be selling the product. And with respect to promotion, I'll try to communicate what are the benefits or features people can have while they're using my product. Okay, hope this is clear, everyone. Okay, once this is done, we'll try to understand. See, in traditional marketing, it's about you observing things around. Okay, whatever is there in digital marketing is also implemented in traditional marketing, but in traditional marketing, the major skill is about your communication, how you actually communicate with people. If you are going door to door or having a store, you have a salesperson, it's about how you're communicating and making people understand your brand. Traditional marketing involves a lot of personal connection. Like if a TV ad has to be that interesting, the commercial TV ads, doing a ad also, they will spend how much they spend for a low budget movie. So much they will spend for just a 30-second ad. Why? It is because that it has to grab users attention in what it tries to communicate. Okay, and once you do a TV ad, you can't change every month, because if people are, see, washing powder, Meena, that ad you remember. Why? Because every time you're hearing the same thing, the repeat ratio is so high that there are very less chances you will forget. Okay, so TV ad is something which you can't change every time. Once you have a TV ad, it will at least run for 2-3 years together. But when it comes to a modern marketing, where on social media, if you run an ad, it will start feeling like an ad. So it is, brand is forced to change the creative, change the videos every time. Okay, is this clear? So we'll try to understand digital marketing very clearly, and we'll keep the traditional marketing towards sales and conversion side, because the integrations and adaptability of sales is an integral part of traditional marketing and not a digital marketing. Okay, so we'll start with digital marketing. What do you mean by digital marketing? The definition of digital marketing. What is the definition of digital marketing? Transforming your brand online presence with strategical digital marketing that connects, engages, and converts your audience across all platforms. So, for example, on Instagram, you're telling that maybe about your product XYZ. On LinkedIn, you can't tell ABC. You should align what you're communicating across all the platforms. Okay, digital marketing is by using internet through a different digital platform, how you are trying to connect, engage, and converts the audience. The entire process is called as digital marketing. Okay, in digital marketing, we'll try to understand what is the kind of digital revolution we had. Okay, what is the kind of digital revolution we had? In terms of digital revolution, if you see, the global users using phone or social media is almost 4.8 billion. That means that the kind of shopping influence, the kind of behavioral pattern which people are having, is actually something which is being influenced at a very longer edge. Okay, people are actually viewing the product, engaging with different social media accounts, being active on internet. That is a kind of revolution. Like if you see our ancestors, they didn't have internet a lot. When we were kids also, 3G was something which was too high. But now we have almost 5G, unlimited we prefer, because we don't like the buffering time. Okay, as the internet era gets evolving, the kind of behavior with respect to our adaptability is also gradually evolving. So when it comes to global usage, 4.8 billion people are using social media, creating a lot of opportunities for brand to actually position themselves and reach out. Maybe if I am in India, I can reach out to someone sitting in Dubai also using a digital platform. But when it comes to a TV ad majorly works on that particular location. If, for example, I'm seeing maybe in Z Kannada, I'm seeing some advertisement. I'm seeing that will be in Kannada native language. Same ad, if they have imposed maybe to Z Telugu, it will not connect with those audience because the characters are different, language is different. So when it comes to traditional marketing, most of the time the designing of advertisement is based on each geography, based on their native language, especially in India. Okay, but when it comes to social media, they try to adapt everything in English and try to be very, very creative in terms of their creativity, their videography, that people seeing the video will understand what their actually ad is talking about. Okay, that is on your marketing. Okay, then we have almost 147 minute daily users are there. That much actively time average individual is spending on engaging on any kind of social media platform. It's very, very important for you to understand the time they are actually investing, for you to understand how you can position that. Okay, and then we have what is the kind of influence it has. Okay, customer influence on social media that actually makes them buy across different demographics almost 30 sorry 73%. What does this mean is almost 73 percentage of your buying decision is made when you're seeing. For example, I'm seeing some influencer of my skin shade, my face tone, face structure, using maybe some lip shade. Okay, eventually I start feeling that if it's suiting her, it will eventually suit me. So somewhere I'm convinced to buy that product. I'm actually convinced to buy that product, but I'm not confident enough. So I'll maybe visit a store and then try that lipstick and then buy. But my purchase decision was made seeing it online, but I bought it maybe on store. That is how the social media is actually influencing everyone. That is why the word influencer came. Okay, because they're influencing you to buy something, or any kind of content, any kind of product promotion they do, it is connecting with you personally, which is making you buy. That means most of the decision is already made online. You're going physically for a store maybe to try it, test it, and then order it. Is this clear? Okay. Try to write down in simple words. Try to write down in simple words. Okay. Next, as soon as you see this image, which is the number you actually get in your mind? I want everyone to quickly tell a number. As soon as you see this image, what is the number you'll actually think of? Everyone. Most of them are telling 7, 8, 7, 8, but maximum people are telling 7. 7, 1, 7. Okay. The answer is 7, not because there are 7 characters here. Okay. Not because there are 7 characters here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is not 7 because there are 7 characters. You could have counted this girl, you could have counted this butterfly, this bird, everything you could have counted and told maybe 7 plus 3 is 10. You could have told 10. But why did you tell 11? Is because of your perspective. I didn't tell anything. You don't count girl, you don't count this bird. I didn't tell you anything. You decided to count only these characters which are there. That is perspective. Maybe few people telling 8 would have counted this girl also and then told 7 plus 1, 8. Okay. Or the human brain also identify 3, 7 maximum time, because that is the number pattern in which the brain is being processed. Okay. So that is where your perspective comes. Okay. We'll understand what perspective is. Okay. Perspective is the kind of recognition you have with respect to whatever you're showing. For example, I tell maybe red. As soon as I tell the word red, what is the thing that comes to your mind? Everyone. Don't tell which are there here. Maybe I can think of a apple, rose, color, signal, blood, heart. But some other person can think of danger. Someone is telling blood. Someone is telling rose. Someone is telling anger. So each and everyone has attention. Red is for attention also. So each and everyone has different perspective when they tell. Okay. If someone tells maybe apple, people can think of iPhone also. Okay. Uh, so each and everyone has different perspective with respect to whatever they see, whatever they feel, everything. Okay. Maybe I'm showing my hand like this. Someone can think that I'm giving a high five. Someone can think I'm asking you to stop. It depends on what you're actually thinking. Okay. So in brand psychology also, it's important for you to understand what you're actually conveying about the brand. What people are expecting or accepting is left to people. You can't change someone's thinking also. You have to sharpen up and understand what you're communicating. What has a brand, what are you telling to your audience? It's left to audience how they pursue the information, because you have the control on telling something to your friend. You may tell someone that maybe you have lost a lot of weight, but it depends on that friend to take it in a good way or a bad way. May become very offensive telling that, oh, that means, are you telling that earlier I was fat? That means now I've lost weight. They can take in whichever way they want, but the information or what information you're giving is left to you. The other thing is taken from their end, which you can't control on. Okay, so try to understand which kind of analysis you do, which kind of patterns you choose, so that it will help you understand the overall strategy better. Is this clear? Perspective is about how you're actually recognizing and interpreting all kind of sensory information for someone to understand and then pursue. Okay, that becomes your. Yeah, it is about perspective. Ultimately, see, for example, I will tell um, any random situation is there where I'm telling my one of my friend that I can't attend your birthday party because I have a plan. So she can take it very offensively, that is the plan very bigger than my birthday. Any way they can tell, where it is ultimately left to that particular individual how they're pursuing information. Is this clear? So every time whenever you're doing any kind of content in marketing, understand that what you're actually telling about the brand. Okay, if the information you're sharing only is confusing, then audience will take it in even more confusing way. From your side, if you're clear with what information you're giving, the other person for receiving information also, they'll become better in it. Okay, think of any situation where there is any advertise you have seen, any brand who is communicating the message, but you have misinterpreted that message. Can you think of any example? I will give you 2 minutes. Think of any example where the message was something else, but you have interpreted it in a very different way. Think of any situation like that. Tell me any situation where you feel that you have actually interpreted it in a wrong way. The advertise was about something else, but you have assumed it to be something else. Can you explain any advertisement? Think of any advertise where you feel that you have interpreted the advertise. Yeah, alcohol advertise can't be given that evidently. Okay, you can't advertise some of the brands, like you can't advertise a um, healthy protein brand claiming that you will lose the weight immediately. You can't pass such statement, which is not possible. Yesterday we were discussing, no, Fair and Lovely also, as soon as you use 7 times, if you use, your skin color will change, is something which they claim. Something which is not, I'm not telling not at all possible, but something which is not actually widely accepted, you can't claim it directly. Okay. R- uh, red Red Bull give you wings. Wings is like, they are not trying to mislead you or any kind of confusion they're not trying to create. The kind of message they're trying to pass is, you will have so much of courage, like you'll be flying, you'll be above the mountain uh, in such heights if you drink that. Energetic you will be, something what they mean. But do you know the strategy, how Red Bull became famous actually? Does anyone know the strategical move which Red Bull took to actually dominate players like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, everything, and actually gain users' attention? Yeah, maybe these things is there. Someone has written that I thought that there was an emotional advertisement about the girl child studying and all, but later it was about solar panels. So maybe the advertisement would have been in such a way that they're talking about one girl is studying near solar panel, and she's maybe during her exam she's not able to actually concentrate on her studies because there is power cut, but because there was solar panels she was able to study, something like that. They'll um, try to build a storyline so that people can actually have an emotional connection on the content. Okay, this is something which comes with respect to perspective, how you're pursuing the information. Do you know do anyone know the story of Red Bull? How did it become famous? They organized sports event, they had this thing, it's body spray. See, Red Bull was something where the taste of Red Bull was something which people didn't like it. Okay, they started throwing empty cans front of busy streets, pubs, clubbing, crowded streets, so that people, when they see that there are so many people actually buying it and spilling it, they actually started feeling that FOMO, that, oh, so many people are actually drinking, that means maybe it would be nice. Then people started buying. So what the brand did is, they themselves put all the empty Red Bull bottles inside the dustbins in the crowded area where people can give their attention to. And then that attention they try to portray in such a way that they try to build story people around people, telling that that is so much on demand, everyone is using, have you not tried it, like that, they try to advertise it. Okay, that is how advertisement plays a role. You should be smart at advertising, smart at positioning your product, because everywhere you can't burn the money. Cash going out should be parallel of cash coming in. Okay, every time advertisement is not only about running ads always. That is why I told, marketing is entire umbrella where your branding, your advertisement, promotion, your strategical planning, your publicity, PR, sales, everything combined strategy come together, gives a proper marketing strategy. Okay, try to understand this. Why is it important? How is it important? All these things, so that you can actually stand out from the crowd for making any kind of strategies. Okay. Now, first thing we'll discuss on social media. Okay. In social media, uh, It's clear, no? What is digital marketing? It's clear, right? In digital marketing, first we'll start with social media. Okay, in social media marketing, we'll see Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. What do you understand by these? What what do you understand by these? All these social media platforms which are there, how do you actually resource it? All is connecting with people, where people can actually, it is both the ways. TV ad is only one way. You are seeing the TV and then you're not communicating with brand, you're not connecting with brand, you're not connecting with people. But when it comes to social media, it's both the ways. I'll also tell something and the brand is also telling something. You're chatting with brand, you're asking for queries. When it is both the sides, you're actually building the connection. You feel it is yours. You feel that you know them somewhere. Okay. We'll try to discuss and understand about the architecture of attention. Yeah, there was a very famous saying, if you have heard or not, a very great product without marketing is like a very beautiful girl in a very dark room where no one can see her. Okay, what does this mean? That even though the product is really great, if no one can actually see it or no one knows about the product, no one is ready to try the product, it's like the product is almost like not existing kind. Okay, so the first thing when it comes to social media is how to grab human attention. Yeah, the retention span of humans have drastically reduced over time, where it's very hard for a person to concentrate more than 7 minutes these days because of so much things happening around us. We are constantly um, hopping between things multiple times, that it's very hard for brands to actually grab attention and keep. Okay, in this in this competitive market, it's very important for you to actually plan and strategize in such a way that you can grab users attention. Okay, as soon as you get up, what is the first thing you do? What is the first thing you do? Use phone. What will you use phone? What is the first thing you do? Open Instagram, open WhatsApp, open notifications. You are, even you're not sure whether there will be some message or not. But as soon as you get into only, you will first use WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, your notification, any notification, maybe from DMs, normal message if it is there, anything. Very less people will be there. Like, you will just think of God and suddenly take the phone the next moment. Most of them are someone who most of them are in the category where they use social media first as soon as they get up. Once they have their basic things ready, first thing is they check their phone. Okay, what is the first thing you do before you even brush your teeth or you even get up from your bed? That is, you check your phone and all. Then that is where your market play starts. You enter the world of bigger market space, where there's lot of clatter which is going on. Like, so many things are going on different platforms, that you're continuously hopping between things because there is so much of information around, in and around, that you're constantly doing one or the other thing. Okay, so when it comes to attention, there are two things. Okay, in the past, it's about how much you focus. Okay, focus was something which is very mass production of actually getting functional items from a physical shelf. Like, if there is any products whichever is there on the shelf, the packaging, everything has to be so much that if it is attractive, people will buy. But today it's like a casino or any kind of gaming app, where gaming may, you're always fast and furious. There was one app during COVID, no, like most of them were so much addicted towards it. Every time they used to be playing, like there was some challenge, I'm not able to remember the name of the app, but they'll give a PUBG also. PUBG also. A lot of people. That kind of attention the app should actually gain. Like if it is that engaging, then automatically people start using that app more and more. Okay, so in today's generation, it's very, very hard to gain attention. We are actually living in attention economy where even though there is two friends sitting, they have been in a cafe, they have visited a cafe, they look at the ambience, they click some good photos, then they talk. In between, they'll be scrolling phone. That hard it has become for people to grab attention and actually be on the platform to concentrate and actually adapt to what is happening across, which is very, very challenging for brands to design their strategies and campaigns in such a way that people can actually resonate and give their attention to them. Yeah, so try to understand that any kind of brand content you see, they would have put a lot of efforts in building the hook, building the body, building the CTA. All these funnels have been targeted so that the end result is much more effective. People are actually concentrating on what the brand is wanting to talk about. Okay, that is on your attention span. What is the attention you're actually giving the users? Okay, and then have you ever seen this kind of mission? What is this mission? Like you would have seen it if you have been to any mall. What is it? Like why is it used? Where have you seen or else where like what is it? Similar mission is there. Yeah, the luck-based lottery one. Like if you get it down, the mission works. That lottery thing which happens in malls and all in gaming stations, you'll have lot of items will be there. If you click one button, there'll be one hopping thing which goes and which catch the maybe a doll or something like that. These kind of activity which are there is to capture attention, to try their luck. Okay, same way whenever advertisement is there, like in infinite scrolling with respect to the kind of engineering which has happened, the endless scrolling of page is like the brain is not stopping and it is so clueless that you're continuously scrolling that you are yourself don't know that what you have watched. That much it has the kind of evolution has happened. The major takeaway here is in digital marketing, the needs were fulfilled. As we discussed earlier, needs were fulfilled. Like Lifebuoy, everyone, everything does, they fulfill needs. So they try to rely on a traditional marketing because their major focus is on needs. But when it comes to digital marketing, they are creating a desire. If you see their creative videos and all, even though you're not interested, like recently I was seeing some milk serum. Okay, I didn't know what the product was, but I was seeing continuously on my feed. Being working in marketing for so long, I know all these things is with respect to STP. STP means any ad, any kind of platform, they try to segment people based on their behavior. They try to target based on their interest, and they try to position a perfect ad so that the conversion happens. So STP is a strategy which happens segmenting people based on their interest, targeting based on what they're actually seeing, and then positioning a perfect ad so that the conversion happens. Okay, knowing all this also, they had such a glorifying video where they were showcasing the milk serum or something, where I was somewhere knowingly or unknowingly wanted to try that because of the desire of having it, knowing how the product is. If it is from milk extract, I wanted to know what how it feels actually. Okay, it is also like upscaling or uplifting my lifestyle based on my the kind of lifestyle I want. Okay, so desires or your wants are always with respect to your buying power or your lifestyle. So this is what is actually making a lot of difference with respect to digital and traditional marketing. Is this clear? Try to give me one example where you think that what is the need and how did this get converted into desire. Any example across you would have seen, right? Give me any example where you think that this is a need based on your lifestyle or buying power. This got converted into desire. Any example? Is my voice audible? I want everyone to engage so that I understand whether you're on the same page or you've just turned on the class and you're roaming somewhere around. Give me an example of what is the need and how did that convert into your wants. For example, water is basic need, but drinking maybe a filter water is a desire so that you don't fall sick. So you want a water purifier which becomes a desire. Okay, like that. Give an example. Basic shopping is need and high is based on your buying power. Uh, Bike based on income level. Car, yeah. Basic commute, you can use a public transport. That is your need. But when you're going for a bike or any car, it is your desire. What do you mean by petrol? What do you mean by you want a mobile, that is a need, and you want an iPhone, it is a desire, correct? Hope you understood what is the difference and how actually marketing is influenced. Okay. Okay. Now, how would someone actually, what is that something that you actually saw on Instagram and you bought? Did you actually need it or did the ad make you to actually want it? Like, did you understand the difference? When you see a ad, did you actually need it or ad made you to feel that you want it? Did you need it? Like, for example, I told that I bought a this one milk serum. That I didn't need a milk serum. I wanted it seeing the ad. Okay, that is the difference. It can be both when you already know you want it. It cannot be both. It cannot be both when you already know you want it. Okay. Yeah. When you're attracted to something where you are feeling like "Mm, having this can make my lifestyle better," is when your needs get converted into wants. Hope this is clear for all of you. Okay. Traditional marketing fulfills your needs, whereas digital marketing creates the desire of having the product. Here is your second assignment. I want you to write one case study where take a brand example. Okay. In digital marketing, what is the product that they are selling with respect to desire of having it in any product category and any brand who is actually fulfilling the needs using a traditional marketing. Okay. Write this, write this in a separate slide. Post the four P's of marketing. Is this clear? Take a product from any category and write an example of a brand where they're using a traditional marketing to serve your needs, and other product where they're doing their digital marketing to actually create the desire. Based on that, try to build a basic presentation kind in one slide so that as soon as you see, you can understand. Okay. Then we'll understand what is the kind of revolution we have. Okay. In terms of revolution for marketing, we have to understand what are the things that are actually going around us. Okay. First, in 90s to 1950, most of them had product centric behavior. What do you mean by product centric behavior? Is they used to focus majorly on products. Okay. The industrial age focused based on what is the demand and what is the supply. What is demand and supply? What do you mean by demand and supply? What do you mean by demand and supply? Demand what consumer want. Just imagine that. Have you observed if you want to go to a resort on the normal weekdays, the resort is 1,000 rupees. But when you go on the weekend, the resort price gets shoot up, maybe 2,000 rupees on the weekends. Why is the same resort 1,000 rupees on the weekday and 2,000 on the weekend? Hello, hello. Yeah, I think you're able to hear me now. Okay. Yeah. We'll continue. There was some glitch, I think. We'll continue. Okay. So we'll try to understand how exactly the interfering of your product centric behavior is. Okay. Any kind of industry, it works in demand and supply. As I was telling that, for example, if I want to go to a resort in maybe a weekday, the price is like 1,000, but suddenly when it comes to weekend, it is 2,000. Product didn't change, the resort is the same, people didn't change, it is the same. But why did the pricing suddenly shoot up? Because of the demand. Okay, every time any industry works on supply and demand gap. For example, if you want to buy a water heater, yeah, if you want to buy a water heater, usually during summers, the water heater will be, the price will be lesser because it's already hot. You don't want a hot water to get sharp. But when it comes to air purifiers, the climate is so hot that you will require a air purifier. Okay. That is why when more people require something, automatically the price shoot up. Now already all of you know that there is a lot of um communication or lot of messages going across the LPG, the issue, the supply issue which is happening because of the war. Now suddenly the LPG gas price shoots up, and even the induction stove, if you see, the prices are very high because the demand is high. Whenever the demand is high, the product price drastically shoot ups. Whenever the product demand is low, the price actually comes down. If you want to buy a air purifier, a water purifier, or maybe a AC, or maybe a cooler, usually in winters the prices are slightly lower because people are actually not requiring it much. Okay. So whenever any demand is lesser, the price brand is forced to reduce the price. When the demand is high, the brand knows that there is no option for users. They will 100% buy. The price drastically goes up. This is how the demand and supply works. Okay, any brand, whenever they are doing the strategy, they have to understand what is the kind of demand and supply gap that is actually going on. Okay, so try to understand and relate what is that. Based on that, in 1990, oh sorry, 1090s to your 1950, all the brands whichever were there, they were product centric based on their demand. If someone wanted a car, they would manufacture a car because lot of people didn't take car. When Tata was launched, Tata made a vision that everyone in India can own a car. That is something which is, Tata is making it possible. That is their code line which they had. Okay, every family can own a car, everyone can afford a car. That is what Tata claimed. Okay, but before, a lot of people didn't wanted a car, so that was a product centric market. Based on demand, they used to actually make the product. That was product centric. Then we have customer centric era. In customer centric era, most of the brand actually thought customer is the king. Even now, customer is the king. But if you're exponentially really great about your product, you're not. There is no need to convince your customers. If you give good service, they'll come back to you. Has iPhone creative or iPhone ever convinced anyone to buy them? No, because the product is speaking. But they've made sure that they give a good service so that people can come back to them. Okay, so that is where your value centric era will come. You're giving the value for which customers are coming back. You're not treating the customer as a king, but you're definitely considering the customer's opinions. Companies are actually understanding the requirement of users and trying to navigate and make their product better. That is from 1990s to 2000. And then in 2010, we have AI, all these things coming in bloom where if you want to buy a lipstick, there is no need of trying. AI only is trying the lipstick and then you can immediately order there. This is a kind of evolution which is happening. Is this clear? Hope this is clear. We'll understand in product centric how it is affecting. Build it and they will come. That means if there is a car here, the car is what? Black color. The car is of black color, where they tell you can have any color of this Model T as long as it is black. That means what? They were forced to buy black color car because the manufacturing units were lesser. Demand was less. So based on demand, they used to manufacture the product. If someone wanted maybe a purple color laptop, it was not available. Whatever is available, people were forced to buy because there was less competition. If you see now, the options are so much that has in my high school time, I used to feel like when I used to go to maybe More or Big Bazaar, I used to feel like why are there so many products? Why is there so much of shampoos? Like, can one shampoo could have solved all the needs? What was the requirement of having so much of shampoo, which is confusing for me to actually choose one? Okay, because you can't come to know until you try it, which actually suits your hair. In that thing, it was very difficult for customers to find options in product centric era, because there were two products, you have to buy either A or B. Only two products, either of it you have to buy. You don't have any options for you to actually tell that this is not something which I wanted for me. Is this clear? Try to understand the difference of each so that you will be able to make the strategy better. Then we have customer centric era. Then we have customer centric era where there were slightly competition which were there. Competitors have arrived where brand had to prove that they're better. That is where your TV ads started blooming. TV ads started coming, commercial ads started coming, where they told, like, if watch is doing advertise, they were trying to portray themselves that they are better. Why you should use a Titan watch maybe over a MK watch? If you go to lifestyle, you see so much of brands watch. You're confused which to buy, which not to buy, because all has so much of variations of design, pattern, colors, that you're actually confused which product you have to actually buy. Okay, that is based on your customer centric. What customer wanted, brand provided, because everyone wanted to capture audience. Okay, that is where your customer centric era came. Okay, and then we have next what? Next is customer centric era. Customer centric era is where you're actually giving a birth for emotional branding. You're trying to portray on your TV magazine that brand has to prove why they are better from the competitor. Like, for example, Nirma was trying to do a TV ad where it was telling that to make your work convenient, you're segmenting people based on their behavior. If someone want maybe if a mother is there who is concerned about their kids uniform and all, they're trying to position themselves emotionally, telling that in one wash your clothes are becoming white. Okay, then it was conquering that speed. They want it to be accessible. Wherever you go, you should see the brand. It should be accessible for them to buy the product. So they segmented people who want it immediately, who wanted the product immediately. Brand had to prove that they were better from one another. So the competition of all the kind of advertisement, your TV ads, In 19s, Nirma's detergent commercial ads was something everywhere. The girl in the white frock, if you have used Nirma or not, you 100% know the ad and also the tune in which she sings. Washing powder, Meena. That tune also you remember. The reason being that much recurring times you have seen. That is the recurrency which you have so that people actually remembers your product better. Okay, that is where your customer centric era is there, where customers were king and you're trying to actually go to that particular audience. Okay, that is your customer centric era. And then next we have value centric. Value centric is where the internet was bloomed and brand were actually communicating. It was both the sides. Social media, you can talk to people, people can talk to you, and Facebook, Instagram, everything started coming in 20s where people can actually talk to brand, connect with them, interact with them. Brand can again reply to their message if they have some concern. They can gain their trust and tell what benefits they're giving. Now these days health and sustainable brands have become so famous. You have seen anything which is healthy, people are desperate to buy that. Anywhere protein is written, there people are ready to buy that. Protein bars, healthy bars, because people these days after COVID have become so health conscious that they're ready to buy if they're getting the value. Yeah, if you see a lot of dietitians, lot of fitness influencers have also come in place where they're telling what to eat, how much calories to eat, at what portion you have to eat. All these things they're telling where it has become very, very challenging and very competitive for brands to actually give what is necessary for customers. Okay, so it's very important for them to understand what value addition they're giving so that they can stand out from the crowd. Okay. And then we have digital era where AI is actually doing a lot of prediction. Okay, they predict the experience, they tell what to be searched. Have you heard about prompt engineering? What is it? What is prompt engineering? What is the definition or what is the meaning of prompt engineering? Yeah. What does prompt engineering do? It is a process of prompting the AI tools and valuable in clear usage that can be the work people are using AI. Prompt engineering is about the next what you're about to search or the next word immediately of what you're texting, the AI is predicting so that they give better information to users. For example, if I'm hungry and I go to Zomato, maybe yesterday I've seen what are the types of pizza available. Is cheese good for health? Is consuming cheese can actually put on my weight? If something related to this I have searched, automatically it will start serving you based on what you have not searched then, but based on your past information, whatever it is being stored, that try to predict whether you are searching for what information. That is where your prompt engineering comes in place. Try to understand how it is actually making a difference. So what are the four eras we discussed presently? What are the four eras we discussed presently? What is the first one? Product centric. What does it focus on? What does product centric do? Product centric has focus majorly on products. They give whatever option is there, people has to buy that. They don't have a lot of option. Okay. When it comes to customer centric, what does it happen? What does customer centric happen? How exactly customer centric work? They treat customers as king. They have a lot of options. They can choose whatever they want. They try to connect people emotionally so that people can actually believe them and then give their attention. They have a lot of options where brand is actually proving that they are the best from their competition. What is the third one? What is the third one? Third is value centric. What value you're giving? Okay. What value you're giving? What benefits the person will have using your product? What value addition your product will actually have? How your product is different from others? What value addition your product can have? All these things are on value centric. What is the fourth one? The digital and AI, where it is majorly focusing on what people want, what customers want, how the AI is actually forecasting and predicting what the customer wants next. Is this clear? I want everyone to actually, oh, sorry. I want everyone to actually interact and try to be responsive. Okay. What do you mean by the pizza effect? You talk about something, you have that. Recently, what happened? I and my friend were actually talking about watch. Okay, we were just telling that there is one company which sells a watch. Like they have a lot of variations of watch, and immediate next moment, I'm seeing only watch advertisement. I'm not even searching for anything. I was just talking to my friends about watch. This happens because the forecasting is happening. Any kind of app, like if I'm seeing a pizza ad and you're seeing maybe a protein ad, Instagram is not judging us, it's just doing STP. They're segmenting based on our behavior, targeting based on what the audience want, and they're positioning a perfect ad to serve your requirement. Okay, that is STP. Try to understand that it is a predicting model based on your past behavior. It is trying to identify what you may like, what you may not like, what are your choices, what are your preferences, how you actually react in each syntax, and the adaptability which you will have. All these things will be forecasted and then it will be assumed and predicted. Is this clear? Give me one example where you have seen an advertisement uh, and then you would have thought that, oh, I had thought about this product and then I've seen this ad. Tell about any situation where this you have faced. Watch once. If it she will be able to see. Was planning for a trip where we were discussing and yeah, this trip too, even I have seen you would have thought about a trip. Maybe your friend would have told that we plan for Wayanad. You have seen 1, 2, 3 Wayanad, you will start getting Wayanad advertisement for homestays and all. So that is a very, very accurate ad when it comes to travel. 100%. Then Bisleri. I don't know. I've never ever seen Bisleri ad. I'm not sure if Bisleri does a brisk advertisement or not. I've never ever seen any Bisleri ad. Does anyone else have observed maybe a Bisleri ad? Has anyone else seen a Bisleri ad? Am I audible? Bisleri is something where they have a lot of marketing ways, not only doing a social media or a digital marketing. They have a lot of ways in which advertisement work. They have entire channels in which the marketing work, how effective and interacting a marketing can be. They have a
Students, I think again she is facing some network issue. Kindly wait. She may join back. I request please be waited. Students, she is rejoining back. I request please be waited for 5 to 10 minutes. She will rejoin back.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, there was some network issue which is there. Uh, okay, we'll continue. Okay, now we'll understand, like we understood what is actually customer centric, what exactly we have. Okay, we understood this. In the pizza effect, we have understood. Now we'll understand what exactly is the importance of understanding the system feedback in a loop. Every marketing is all interconnected. Okay. Once you have something, once you have maybe uh, doing a traditional marketing, your what you're speaking in traditional marketing should be interconnected to what you're telling in a digital marketing. On online, like on TV ads, I'm telling that we don't harm any animals, we don't cut any trees, we use only bamboo shoots. All these things we try to tell on a TV ad for my cloth, maybe my clothing brand. But on Instagram, if I see, I'm trying to use maybe trees, plants, everything. I'm cutting it and then I'm trying to stitch it. I'm not treating my employees good, or I'm not creating that kind of work ethics with my employees. All these minute things also affect the overall brand's picture. So it's important for brands to actually understand and estimate how both the things they're aligning properly. Okay, it's very important for you to analyze and understand. Okay, I'll just repeat, whenever you are doing a traditional marketing versus your modern marketing, whatever you're speaking on a traditional marketing, you should say the same thing. Like if I go and tell to my friend A that I don't like chocolates, I love ice creams, and tell my friend B that because she likes ice creams, I can't tell her that I don't like ice cream, I like chocolates. I can't be contradictory in two different places. Same way for brands also, in maybe a traditional marketing, I can't tell that we are environment friendly. We are not damaging anything. We are someone who likes the nature a lot. We don't harm any animals. We don't cut any plants. But when it comes to our social media presence, we are not actually following it. We are not actually adoring to it. In that case, people will not actually trust us. There is some kind of glitch which happens with respect to what people are expecting from us. Okay, in this manner, it's very important for us to actually think of it better. Like what we are actually speaking. Is the loop getting completed? Am I talking A and not going to Z? Am I actually talking with respect to whatever is happening with the brand? I told you marketing is about what you're selling. Okay. While selling, you can tell 100 things. Need not be you're adhering to everything, but you should never lie to convince and sell something. Okay. Why did Byju's fail? Byju's company was something where they sponsored FIFA awards and all. Why did Byju's fail? Internal conflict is one of the reason, but a company doesn't get shut down just for internal conflict. Because if someone is giving problem, they will try to remove them and other people will start running the company, because ultimately people want to make sure that they want to be a part of a company which makes profit. First reason is they try to overspend on marketing where it was not necessary. They try to convince people it was just a game of retention. They try to spend so much, got one person. Their repeat ratio was very, very low. Person this month converted, need not be next month they will convert. People there working in sales also, they try to convince parents to buy their course 1 month, and they would tell that if you don't like within 10 days you'll have a refund, so it's better you go, come try, it's okay, I can give my salary only so that the closure happens. But then they end up in such a situation where the company is not paying them, nor they're able to benefit to the end user. So somewhere in this loop, the money they're spending on retention was very, very high, because of which there was so drastical loss which the company had to bear. Okay. Legal process is all one side. Okay. Everything that can be solved. But the major problem they had is their overspending on marketing, where the repeat ratio was very, very high. There is a term called cost per acquisition. Okay, that means to acquire one customer, what is the budget you're spending? Okay, and that customer should come back to you to actually compensate the cost per acquisition. But when it comes to buy juice, the cost per acquisition didn't actually grew up. Okay, it circulated there only and then came to the same place. That is something which was very, very hard for a brand to actually stand out. Is this clear? Attendance will be shared at 8:30, so please do concentrate. Okay, is this clear? Did you understand? The major thing you have to understand when it comes to online offline is what you're communicating, what you're promising should be something which adheres to the brand. If I tell that using some shampoo I'll have 100% dandruff free, at least it should be 80% dandruff free, only then the person will actually have some belief in them. Okay, if dandruff free shampoo is giving actually hair fall, 100% people will not come back to them because they're not actually solving any kind of problem which the customer wants. Okay, so try to understand that. Okay, now what is the measurability gap? Measure, what do you mean by measurability gap is in traditional estimation, if there is a billboard, maybe in silk board, okay, um, I believe that you would know Bangalore, the popular area the popular area which is there is Silk Board. There are a lot of people who are there traveling in the Silk Road flyover in a day. There's so much of crowd which is there. Okay, there is at least 1 lakh people who is passing by that road. Do you actually think that people are actually looking at the billboard which is there? Maybe this particular billboard, there is 1 lakh people passing every now and then. Do you think that at least what is the percentage of people who would have observed? Maybe 20 to 30% people would have observed. Okay, maximum 50, more than 50. So in this crowded area, people lying here close to this one because they are stuck in traffic. They don't have anything to do. If they're using phone, they will not see the billboard. If they're not using the phone, maybe they will be seeing the billboard. But there is very, very less chances that they're actually seeing the billboard. Okay, which is very, very tricky for brands because this seeing the board is considered as one view. How many people have actually viewed the product? How many people have actually viewed the ad? Or how many people have seen the ad? What is the kind of impression the brand has got? All these terms are with respect to viewability. How many people are actually seeing the billboard? Is this clear? Okay. Did they see? How were they? Zero data is there. You don't know who has seen. You don't have any data. You can't actually understand what is the age group of people seeing, how many people have seen, are they actually interested, did they pay attention, what did they remember? They don't even remember is also a good point, that they would have seen just in a glance, that they would have not concentrated until and unless the poster is that creative and attractive. Okay. And in terms of digital marketing, CTR is a terminology. CTR means after seeing the ad, how many people are actually clicking on the ad is CTR, click through rate. For example, if 100 people see the ad, out of which if 2 people actually click on the ad, that means the CTR is 2%. Is this clear? If there are 100 people seeing the ad and there are 2 people clicking on the ad, that becomes your CTR. Okay. Click through rate. Out of the people who have seen, how many people have clicked that? Why is it important to know? Because once they click, if they can buy the product or if they click, they're interested in the product. So the click actually tells whether the person is actually interested in the product or they're not interested in the product. Is this clear? Do you want me to repeat? If you want me to repeat, do let me know, because from here the actual marketing concepts are going to start. Okay, CTR is after seeing that how many people have actually clicked on that. So you can't measure, or you can't manage what you can't measure. What does that mean? That if you're not able to measure how many people are actually seeing that, how can you manage that who has to see or not? First of all, you're not able to measure, then you'll be not able to manage the crowd also, right? Like for example, if in the class 100 members are there, if I'm not able to actually measure 100 people are there, how will I be able to manage the crowd? In simple words. So you have to first understand that who are your audience, how are you serving. Post that, you will be able to manage the crowd. Okay. Then we have this snipper logic where it tells that if, for example, there is a Pampers buyer TV slots which is there, and payers, if for everyone who are like, except bachelors and all, wasteful expenditure it is. People who are not at all interested in maybe this ad will also see the ad. But when it comes to digital marketing, you can specifically target people who have changed their status to parent or who are searching for baby products. That is how the diaper case study is there, that based on their behavioral pattern, brand is actually in a position to understand who is their right audience. So shifting from contextual to behavioral targeting, digital marketing is something which is actually serving right audience. Is this clear? Think of one example. Give me one example, a similar case study where you think that maybe a brand is doing a TV ad, but people are not actually buying or maybe paying any interest towards the product. At a longer run, maybe if they use a digital marketing, they'll be able to reach out to right audience. Which brand do you think falls under this node? Tell example of where you can see any kind of advertisement where they're doing a traditional advertisement, where you can think or where you can feel that any kind of digital platform can actually change their behavior. Can you try to concentrate and do tell any example of any brand where you think that it's actually helping? Think of any other brand example. Like for example, maybe if maybe I'm someone who is uh, s- someone maybe who is selling maybe if I'm selling mosquito repellents. Okay, in mosquito repellents, I want someone who is interested in buying mosquito repellents. Mosquito repellents are seasonal brands. What does it mean? Seasonal brand is that mosquitoes are more during winters or rainy season. So I want to spend a lot on advertisement, and there are a lot of people who will buy my product during winter or rainy. Okay. For example, if I am selling maybe a raincoat, it is majorly on rainy seasons. More people will buy. If I am selling maybe a sunscreen, lot of people will buy during summer because they feel that during summer they will require a lot of sunscreen because the UV rays are much more stronger. In umbrella also they buy majorly during rainy season to prevent it from themselves from rain, or during summer also to prevent from hot. Okay. Cool waters also. What cool water also. Oh, the Bangalore weather is so bad that today I almost consumed uh two milkshakes, two glass of milkshake, that it is becoming tougher for me to speak. This side the weather is so hot, you want to drink cold water, and also somewhere your concentration is that your health can also get spoiled because it's so hot that drinking a lot of cold water also is not that beneficial. So yeah, cooler ads during summer, yeah, they're not too good source of fiber, but they are not promoting themselves as like MNCs. Maybe because budget is not there, they're promoting themselves as a very minute thing because lot of things will be involved, but there is scope of nice if you have known about the brand better. Mufflers is during winter. Pet foods also. Pet food also has a lot of market. I've recently I was working with one of the brand where dough drills or something. No, that Karina Kapoor is the brand ambassador. So there, like, lot of investors are there where they know where to spend, how much to spend, where to spend, how to communicate about the brand, what they're actually giving to the customers. Coca-Cola also. Coca-Cola in early 1970s, Coca-Cola launched Diet Coke. Okay, Diet Coke. Yeah, Parle-G also in Mumbai. There is one metro station only has Parle-G. Parle-G, G for genius. The kind of advertise they did, the kind of awareness they created in the Indian market for such a price, with such quantity and quality and penetration of audience was really great. There is a lot of things to learn from Parle-G as a brand. Would request you to take it as a third assignment to study about Parle-G or maybe Red Bull. All these brands are something which challenge the market, or maybe for that matter, Parachute also. Either of these three things you can take it up. You can take either of these three example, Parachute, or Parle-G, or Red Bull. Any of these you can take and try to read the case studies of how this business actually dominated the market. Okay, that will really help you to actually leverage and understand what is the kind of insights the brand has. Okay, yeah, okay. So when I was telling about Parle-G strategy is something which is with respect to distribution. Even this Bisleri for that being, Bisleri one water bottle, the 10 rupees bottle, they tell manufacturing cost is only 3 rupees. Okay, then packaging, labeling, everything, your delivery charges, everything combined, it will be 5 rupees, where the wholesaler gets for 8 rupees and then the end customer gets this for 10 rupees. So, after having such a higher profit, there are so many brands who are coming in mineral water or packed water. Bisleri was dominating the market from a very long time. The reason being that they have cracked the distribution. Okay, the major king after product is distribution. Distribution can be either through a digital marketing or a retail store, anything. Okay, anything, supply chain, everything, each and everything comes under distribution. The stronger your distribution, the better is for you to reach out to customers. Okay, there are a lot of influencers who have started their brand. If you have seen Alia Bhatt, Deepika Padukone, Ranveer, for that being, everyone has their own brand. Did all the brand actually sustain? In your distribution, only logistics also will come. Once you know your distribution channel, your logistics, your procurement, everything. Katrina also. Katrina, Kia Beauty is something which is insanely making profits. How was Katrina able to make profits through Kia Beauties and Deepika making a loss through her 82 degree E? Why? How did, see, in general thing, if you see, Deepika market and the crowd she has, the audience she has is much more loyal compared to Katrina's. But still, Katrina was able to crack because she has understood the product, she has understood the distribution. She knows how to leverage her distribution, that is her audience who follow her, not only by making videos, but giving such a product to audience at that pricing. Okay, but when it comes to Deepika's, it's very, very important for one to understand what is the kind of product they're actually selling and which kind of strategies they're building. Okay, if I and you want to start a business tomorrow, it's hard for us to actually get that entry level audience. But in case our product is actually making any kind of mistakes, we have that durability time, the testing phase time where we can rectify the product and again launch in the market. But when it comes to Deepaka and all, they'll have an entry level market where it's easy for them to actually enter the market. It's easy for them to actually reach out to customers. But actual problem is if the product has this small mistake also, it's very, very big when it comes to public. It gets highlighted to such a extreme that people start noticing it, and the negative feedback is spread almost 2x than what it will happen for me and you. So it's very, very challenging whether it is celebrity, anyone. The product has to be good and then the distribution has to be stronger. In distribution, there is a lot of things that is a very, very vast topic itself. So try to understand how exactly the differentiation of product is. Okay. It's very important to understand what is the kind of other businesses that have traditional marketing. Like, for example, 50K brochures were there with wrong numbers, where lakhs of losses can happen with just one wrong indication. But a wrong link for Google can be having a bounce rate which can be fixed in 1 minute. So the loss making is very, very less. As I told, convenience. Why convenience? Because here, if any one mistake is there, it will take so much of loss that they have to bear, because already newspaper everything is published. One mistake, it is gone already. There is no time to rectify again. Once it is distributed, it's gone. If it is done a TV ad, almost all the house 1 lakh people have seen the ad. Okay, to rectify it, there is so much of loss which happens. But if there is in digital marketing any kind of small mistake that happens, it can be fixed immediately. Fix a engine while the car is actually running. What does this mean? That when car is not running, that doesn't mean I'm fixing it. That means when the campaign is ongoing, also you can try to optimize it. Campaign means what? Campaign andre how exactly you're actually building the entire strategical planning with respect to executing any kind of marketing plan. Okay, that is your digital marketing, where you're actually fixing everything at one go to make it much more effective, interactive, and the kind of insights what you have will be much more better. Okay, so try to understand these things, have a mix of how the advertisement can be run, how it is positioned, how exactly the flow of marketing happens, so that the domination of market is much more effective and niche. Is this clear? Yeah. All these things, right? Okay, what is attribution mystery is like, for example, if you have Nike store, a person seek a Nike ad, they walk in and buy, they want to buy a Nike. Nike has no idea if it is appeared on the newspaper or billboard. How did the audience actually come from which place they did see the ad? All these things Nike will be not able to track. Okay, but when it comes to digital marketing, they have UTM links, that is the uh, payable links where they can actually go back and see from where the customer journey begins. As soon as they click on Instagram ad, they go to their website. From website, maybe YouTube ad, people have purchased 10%. The entire prediction of mapping will happen with respect to linking. Okay, this is the kind of linking which happens to understand for the brand that where their customer journey happening. For example, if you see here in this particular graph that there is one product which is there in Nike, there is a one product. They have it online, they have exchange, they have exclusive drops. In terms of in terms of touch points, these are the things which are there. In terms of consumer actions, the consumer can visit the Nike website and then explore their products, or consumer can explore products from the page of their brand. Okay, or customer can actually shop online from their website. With respect to return and exchange, they can do it with respect if they're not satisfied on the placement on any kind of variation. Okay, with respect to experience, their website, product, and online, it they if they're happy, they'll give. If they don't are happy, they'll not. Once they have exclusive offers just for early bird catching or this premium drops, all these things they'll have, which is a very exciting thing for brand. Pain point is what? Difficult to find desired items when it comes to awareness. Then there is certain about products, like in products they know what products they want to have. With respect to online shopping, lengthier checkouts, that is something where it becomes painful. Online shopping, the payment has to be quicker. As soon as you see, you save it, you buy it, you enter your OTP, the payment is done and the order is done. You're not spending a lot of time. You spend time to compare the products and finalize the product, but the time after that is not too high, making it lag. Okay, and then there is lot of slow return process, compliance issue, limited opportunity to access the early deals, all these things. What is potential solution? That enhance your website navigation. That means from one place to one place, how the customer journey has to come. All these things they try to implement. Okay, then provide a comparison of product descriptions and their relative information. Streamline online processing so that it becomes much more simpler, much more effective. Then simplify the returns and exchange process so that people can actually uh, be much more user friendly. Okay, and then expand exclusive opportunities with respect to release. Maybe I'll give you 2 minutes, you can read it. Hope this is clear because whatever I've explained only is there here. It's just that having a glance on how the entire thing operates or functional, what after what is something which is important. Just have a glance of it. Just read this well. Is it done? Is it clear? Is it understood? Okay. That's it for today. Like I request you all to actually try to understand any doubts is there. Mm. Feel free to ask now. Just don't always be asking about attendance, okay? Try to concentrate on class. Try to understand what was taught. Attendance, you can get in touch with the concerned person and you can check during class. Try to concentrate and ask question with respect to class. Once you are done with the class, maybe with the concerned person, you can ask anything with is not with respect to curriculums. In the previous class, as I briefed you while starting the class, we discussed about four P's of marketing. What are the P's of marketing? Everything. Okay, we discussed on four P's of marketing. Yesterday's assignment was what are the four P's of marketing? Today's it is need, wants, and demand. How, with respect to each product, it is actually varying. And third assignment is take any case study of any of these one brand, maybe Parleji, Parachute and one more was Red Bull, and try to read about their how brand actually started, what are the challenges they were actually facing, how did they establish their audience, all these things, so that it will help you to understand the brand perspective better. Okay, how did they dominate the market? All these things, try to read and make a slide out of it, taking all the good information, whatever you have read, so that it's helpful for you to actually understand things better. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Hope this session was very informative. You have learned a lot of information. Try to practice, or else you will not be able to uh, relate and understand. Assignment one is for piece of marketing. Assignment two is take a product and explain how the need, want, and demands get converted, and what are the platforms you charge to do, maybe your traditional marketing or your digital marketing. And the third assignment is take any one brand example, Parleji, Red Bull, or your Parleji, Red Bull, and Parachute, and try to read about the brand and write it on one slide. Has brand case study. That's it from my end. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. Thanks for cooperating. If you have any doubts, do leave it on the chat section so that I'll be able to answer those. If you have any doubts, leave it on the chat section. If it's clear, do acknowledge so that we can wind the session up.
Thank you, ma'am. We can wind up for the day. Thank you. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 7 p.m. Ma'am, you're on mute. You're not able to, like,
Okay,
not
okay.
audible.
I have written The assignment on chat, you can refer to that and do it. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Yeah, so dear students, as you all are asking for previous day's attendance, as we inform, the attendance link will be active only till 9:30. So if you ask for previous day's attendance, which can't be shared, so I request not to repeat this from tomorrow. Okay, thank you all. We'll wind up for the day. Good night. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 7 p.m.